This week's card is a thank you card using a new method. I'm going to be using a Turnabout stamp and a rotating stamp platform. Things you will need for this project is the Many Thanks Turnabout stamp set by Concord and 9th, as well as the Thank You script die cut by Simon Says Stamp. You're also going to be needing a die press, as well as a rotating stamp platform and 4 different ink colors. For more specifics on what I'm using, check out the description below. So first I'm going to take a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock that I've cut to be 6 by 6, and I'm going to take my Turnabout stamp. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in the corner of my stamp platform. I'm not going to put it on the magnets yet, I'm just going to wait until I've placed my stamps. I'm going to be peeling my Turnabout stamp off of the page, and I'm just going to position it onto my white paper and transfer it onto the clear part of my rotating stamp platform. These stamps typically have a weird shape, but in the end it all comes together in a nice square. I know where my stamps are going to be. I'm going to go ahead and place my magnets down accordingly. So I picked up 4 colors, pink, yellow, blue, and green, and I'm going to take the first one, which is going to be my pink, and I'm just going to stamp all of the aspects. So I'm going to put the ink on all of the parts. Once you've finished, go ahead and stamp it. Now I'm going to clean off my stamp very well. I want to make sure that none of that color remains for when I'm doing the next one. So now we're going to be doing the special part of a Turnabout stamp. I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to rotate it 90 degrees. I'm going in the clockwise direction, and then I'm going to stamp the same thing. But when I stamp it, it's all going to line up and it's not going to overlap. That's the special part about these Turnabout stamps and why they make such great backgrounds. I'm going to take my yellow and I'm just going to ink the whole thing up, and then I'm going to stamp it. Now that I finished my yellow, I'm going to repeat the process, cleaning it and then drying it to make sure it's really clean for the next one, because I don't want to leave any of that residue for the next color. Now using my green, I'm going to turn my paper 90 degrees clockwise. I'm going to place my magnets again and repeat the stamping process. Now I'm going to take my blue ink and I'm going to repeat the entire process again. Remember to be consistent in the direction that you're turning your paper. So now I'm finished and I've got my background piece. Now I'm going to cut my background piece to 5 1/8 of an inch by 3 7/8 of an inch. I'm going to make sure to take off that white margin on each side so that there's no white space when I'm finished. So out of my 4 colors, I picked my blue and my yellow, and I picked 2 pieces of cardstock that match those colors. So I'm going to take my thank you dies and I'm going to cut it apart from the silhouette. Now that they're apart, you can kind of see how the silhouette is going to shelter the words, how they're all going to fit and line up perfectly. I'm going to make my words blue and I'm going to make my outline yellow. I'm just going to use some washi tape and tape them down. Next, die cut the pieces. I'm just going to use some thin tweezers and weed out all the little bits. Now I'm going to use some fine tip matte glue and I'm just going to adhere my words to my outline. Now that everything's prepared, it's time to assemble. First, I'm going to take a piece of yellow cardstock that I've cut to be 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm just going to use my tape roller and I'm going to tape my background onto this sheet. As you press it down, try to make sure that the margins are equal. Now I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to use my tape roller to tape that down as well. Because you can read the background from all sides, it's okay to make this card vertically oriented, but I'm going to be doing it horizontally. that's finished, I really want my thank you that's in the big letters to pop out from all the other thank yous, so I'm going to be using some foam dots, and I'm just going to stick them all over so that it really pops. Quick tip, usually you should be generous with these dots when you're placing them on, otherwise when they pop up there's not going to be a lot of support if you're skimpy with them. I'm going to place it in the upper left corner at kind of an angle, and voila, we're done! I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to make a turnabout stamp card. I think it turned out really well. I really love the color scheme, and I love that the background is just so symmetric. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay crafty till next time!